Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Warno Fatiha binti Wan Omar and I am from BHH2. So today I'm going to make a presentation about types of interview. I will choose the 5 types of interview, which is the first one is phone interview, the second one is video interview, the third one is face-to-face interview, the fourth one is group interview, and the fifth one is panel interview. So now let's go to the first types of interview, which is the phone interview. The phone interview is an interview for employment conducted on the phone. Phone interviews are often used to screen candidates in order to narrow the pool of applicants who will be invited for in-person interviews. Next, we move to the second types of interview, which is the video interview. It is an interview where an in-person between two participants situated at different locations, where they use video technology as the communication medium. The third interview is face-to-face interview. The face-to-face interview is an interview that the interviewer directly communicates with the interviewee. The interviewee should be maintain eye contact and respond to all the questions of the interviewer. Next, we have a group interview. Group interview is an interview that consists of a single interviewer interviewing multiple candidates at the same time, where interviewer will asking the same questions to the whole group and allowing candidates to answer the question, where they have a chance to compete to impress the interviewer. For the last type interview that I was choose is panel interview. Panel interview is also known as board interview. This interview conducted by a team of interviewers, where interviewers together will interview each candidate and then combine their ratings into a final score. So now, let's move to the basic interview questions. I have prepared 5 examples of basic interview questions. For the first one is, tell me about yourself. Hi, my name is Warno Fatiha binti Wan Omar and I am 22 years old. I have a diploma in herbal and natural products from KKTM Lenggong. I have not had any working experience, but I want to be a laboratory assistant because the natural skills and the experience that I possess while I'm studying are all a strong match for the job description and the person's specification that your company is fine. The second question is, what are your strengths? I believe my strongest trait is my attention to detail. This trait has helped me tremendously in this field of work. Next, I have always been a great team player. I am good keeping a team together and producing quality work in a team environment. The third example question is, what are your weaknesses? I tend to put things to the very last minute, but I work well under pressure, and I personally think that pressure motivates me to work twice as hard and finish my work on time. The fourth question is, why should I hire you? I work well under pressure. I am a person people and I am a team player. I can work with all kinds of people and always willing to learn new things and tackle new challenge. The fifth question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I hope to become very well experienced person in what I do and have a better understanding of my field. Now, let's move to the behavioral interview. Behavioral interview is an interview technique where candidates are asked to describe past performance and behavior to determine whether they are suitable for a position. Behavioral-based interviewing provides a more objective set of facts to make employment decisions compared to other interviewing methods. So now, let's move to the 5 examples of behavioral interviews. For the first one, what safety procedure do you follow if a sample spills on the ground? when a chemical spill occurs, there are 5 steps that I've been taken, which is for the first one is control the source of the spill. Second is contain the spill. The third is isolate the area concerned if appropriate. The fourth, contact the authorities if appropriate, and then I will clean up the spill. The second question is, how do you handle hazardous gas? The most important thing when involved with hazardous gas is make sure wear appropriate personal protective equipment or PPE if necessary to avoid exposure of eye, respiratory and skin or contact with contaminated equipment or surfaces. Next, use only the smallest amount necessary to do the job and prevent the release of toxic vapors, dust, mist or gases into the workplace air. The third question is why you must follow GLP in the lab. By following GLP standard, I can minimize the chance of error occurs due to humans. Next, it also helps me to recreate a study from the recorded data and information. The fourth one is, how do you make sure that your workplace does not become contaminated? My method is simple, where I follow all safety and sanitization protocols before, during and after each test procedure. This makes it impossible for my workplace to become contaminated. The last example, which is the fifth question, is what are the common errors done by you while handling pipette? Common error that I made is not cleaning irregularly or not at all. Heavy use will cause parts to wear out more quickly, resulting in a significant decrease in how accurately my liquid samples are measured. A step that I took is wipe down the pipette with an approved cleaning solution or disinfectant. So this concludes the focus of my presentation today. I sincerely appreciate that I have this opportunity to present to you, and that brings us to the end. I had like to thank you for your time and attention today. Thank you, sir.